The Maharashtra government has issued a notice to Indian IT giant Tata Consultancy Services or TCS after receiving several complaints that the company forcibly transferred hundreds of employees to different locations and did not give them enough time to relocate. Nascent Information Technology Employees Senate, which works with IT and ITES and related sector employees, has reportedly claimed that TCS has stopped salaries of 900 employees who were opposing the forced transfers. TCS will present its case before the Maharashtra government on January 18. The Indian IT sector is facing headwinds on two fronts. While it is reporting deal ramp downs and cancellations from its foreign clients, on the domestic front, it is struggling to maintain an efficient talent pool. Last year was the bleakest. A staggering 226,000 employees were shown doors by tech companies in 2023. A year ago, the number was 202,000, suggesting a sharp 40% jump in firing by tech companies. But despite this, the demand for good talent is outstripping supply. An IMF report last year said that globally there will be a shortage of 85 million tech workers by 2030. India, which is also called the back office of the world, is also struggling with the same talent crunch. And this is giving many firms a tough time. IT giant Infosys and Wipro reportedly fired hundreds of freshers after hiring them. The reason? They failed an internal test. But many believed that the firms could have been a bit more cautious in onboarding these employees. At the same time, India's major IT sector players, American-based Cognizant, Infosys, and Wipro, are embroiled in a poaching war, marked by lawsuits and accusations of unethical practices. The ongoing dispute can be traced back to the mass exodus of senior executives from Wipro and Infosys since 2022. Notable departures include CFO Nilanjan Roy and EVP Rajiv Ranjan from Infosys, and CFO Jatin Dalal and Growth Officer Stephanie Troutman from Wipro, among others. A significant number of these former executives found their way to Cognizant, worsening the tensions that have been brewing for several months. Recently, this problem escalated after Wipro filed a lawsuit against two of its former high-ranking employees, ex-CEO Jatin Dalal and Senior Vice President Mohammad Haq, after they joined Cognizant. Wipro alleged that Haq breached the non-compete clause in his employment contract by joining Cognizant. Simultaneously, Infosys entered the conflict by sending an official notice to Cognizant, accusing it of engaging in unethical poaching practices. Infosys claimed that Cognizant recruited over 20 employees for top management positions using questionable techniques. Cognizant's current CEO, Ravi Kumar, himself a former executive at Infosys, has brought on board several individuals with past affiliations to Infosys and Wipro. As a result, both Infosys and Wipro are now pursuing legal avenues against Cognizant. So, does Indian IT have a talent management problem?
Not be prudent to say that there is a talent mismanagement in the companies, because the companies that we are talking about, which are there in the news, have other biggies, who have been there for like decades and have always proven themselves. I think today the market situation is such where the business is becoming more competitive, the margins are becoming thin, and the talent is becoming dearer. And I don't think so that organizations today are in a position to compromise on the talent because it directly has an impact on their billings, which has also an impact on their, the business forecast and all that stuff. And of course, talent is a very, very important element, in this entire chain that we're talking about.
Due to the economic slowdown in Europe and the US, the new deal wins for the Indian IT companies have gone down. This has pushed the Indian IT companies to reduce their discretionary spending. In IT, employee cost is the biggest expenditure with a weightage of 50 to 60% of the total spending. This has led to a drop in demand for active talent in the tech sector. According to the specialist staffing firm Xfino, demand for the active talent in the IT sector has gone down by 67% year-on-year in June 2023. But the right talent is still sacred for the IT sector, especially in the fields of AI, machine learning, and cybersecurity. And according to the experts, there is a dearth of quality talent. The poaching incidents are the likely outcome of this.
Everybody have the liberty to pursue new opportunities, and definitely competition will be eyeing for people who have done extremely well in the other organizations. So therefore, I don't think that unless and until there is any financial tie-up or a large financial gain that an ex-employee has got in the previous organization, that he or she cannot pursue other opportunities outside.
So, what is the way out?
The solution to the problem is that start relying more on creating rather than buying talent. Okay, definitely employability is going to be a vital criteria for organization, because they really can't hire just anybody. They have to ensure that those people are available, those skill sets are available in the market, and their organizations are also investing in creating those skill sets. Because if the business requires those skill sets, then you have to ensure that those availability of talent is there. And that has to happen real time as well, because you really can't lose out on time in creating talent. And hence the organization needs to preempt at least a year in advance that what skill sets would be required, what are the technologies that would be there in about a year or 2 year time frame, that they can start working on the talent today, so that they can, they have that available pool as when the requirement happens.
Most experts believe that the IT industry has been finding it tough to attract and retain good talent. Upskilling and developing talent pipelines are some of the solutions to this vexed issue.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's making plans for an early retirement. Business Standard.